Just so everybody understands what you're referring to, could you just briefly describe what a landscape transfer station is, so everybody understands exactly what you're talking about?
A landscape transfer station is a facility that accepts landscape waste, clippings, grass clippings, shrub clippings, tree limbs, and landscapers bring that waste to the site, and then within 24 hours the waste is picked up by a large truck, a vehicle that then transports the waste to a composter or a landscape landfill. There is no landfilling on site. There is no composting on site, on our site. People drop the landscape waste off, and within 24 hours it's picked up.
And then in terms of, there's no nice way to put this, smell. I know that in the past, although I believe I know the answer, but I'll let you go ahead and answer.
Yeah.
There have been times when the current operation has exuded a certain odor that's been noticeable downwind.
Right, and as the saying goes, windage and elevation. At our current location, because we're elevated and it's fairly open, odors travel fairly easily. The current location, we used to do composting there in addition to the transfer. And with the development to our south, there's Starbucks, there's some restaurants. It quickly became unacceptable. Even, I don't consider compost odor to be a foul odor, but it became quickly apparent that even that level of odor was undesirable. And that's when we switched to just transferring and not composting. We've been doing that for 3 years now, and we have not had a single odor complaint since then. And again, that's with the elevated area with wind. So I feel like this location, you're going to really reduce the potential for that significantly, and I don't think there's any currently anyhow.
Special business, I'd like to call to order a public hearing concerning the proposed annexation agreement for the Land Lakes property in Milwaukee Avenue north of Bush Parkway. We have the petitioner present. If you'd state your name and, for the record, and any witnesses as part of the public hearing that you'd be presenting.
Good evening, Mr. President, trustees, village manager. My name is Jim Cowhey with Land Lakes Company. I just want to make a quick few comments before our attorney Matt Norton does the formal presentation. But as you know, we've worked at this for a long number of years. I think we have thoroughly reviewed and answered all your concerns and questions. We have worked closely with staff, the Plan Commission, through the workshops and the hearings, and we look forward to a favorable vote this evening. I will say, though, if you do have any other questions or concerns, we do have everyone here tonight, including even my mom, Marie Cowhey, my other sister, Kathleen, our entire Land and Lake staff, plus all the consultants that have worked on this project from the beginning. So, thank you.
In connection with this proceeding, I would ask once again if anyone who's going to be testifying tonight in any form or be prepared to answer, responding to any questions as part of this public hearing, if you please stand and raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to tell the whole truth, all the truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God. Thank you.
Yes, come for business cards.
And would everybody who testifies please give a business card to a village clerk for our record.
Thank you, Jim, and thank you, Mr. President and members of the village board. My name is Matt Norton. I'm a partner with the law firm of Holland & Knight, and we represent the petitioners this evening, Prairie Recreational Developments Incorporated and Marie Cowhey, the owners of the properties that are the subject of this hearing this evening. This is our preliminary site plan for the east parcel. Again, this is a landscape waste transfer station. We're currently operating a landscape waste transfer station on the west side of Milwaukee Avenue on the closed landfill. And we're just moving that over to the east side. One reason we want to do that is the sooner we can move that use from the west side to the east side, it opens up that west side for redevelopment. But let me tell you a little bit about what this use is. It is, maybe it's best to start out with what it's not. It is not a landfill. It's not a composting site. it does not accept special waste or hazardous waste. It is just what it sounds like, a landscape waste transfer station. We have trucks from commercial landscaping businesses bring their landscape waste in, and it's dropped off and then picked up the same day within 24 hours by larger trucks that take the landscape waste to landscape composting facilities. Those landscapers that bring the material in, the landscape waste in, they'll drop their load off. They'll often pick up and purchase retail landscaping material, nursery stock, mulch, compost, stone, and then they'll go to their next job. But it's really a very simple operation, and by landscape waste, we're really talking about, and this is a term defined by state law.
If I just may, just for the record, first of all, I think you can give some, we've basically, as part of the process, most of these things have been conveyed to the board and the plan commission and so forth. So I think you can give a very, very general brief description as you're proceeding. Also, I would ask that you, for the record, that you mark these various exhibits. If you want to refer to possibly this concept plan as Exhibit 1, and this particular exhibit you have as Exhibit 2, and accordingly mark your exhibits.
Sure. Well, how about if we call the aerial photo 1 and the concept plan for the west side 2 and this site plan for the east side 3?
That'll be fine.
Okay. And so that's really the landscape waste transfer station in a nutshell. There are some variations that go with this property, some zoning variations that really arise out of the two things. I mean, the property is very narrow. This doesn't show all the property, but it goes back further towards the Des Plaines River, and this is the floodplain line here. So the buildable area is really very small on this property. So we need a setback variation, landscape setback variation for Milwaukee, a setback variation for this little small building here. And those are our zoning variations. We've got some development variations that revolve mostly around this detention pond here, which we would like to keep as a wet bottom, wetland style detention pond, have more of a natural look. It's more conducive to this area, which, as I say again, is in the floodplain. So we do have some development variations we're asking for as part of the annexation agreement. So those are really, that's our development in a nutshell, and the zoning relief that we're asking for. There are other provisions to the annexation agreement which we're glad to talk to you about or to answer questions about. But that concludes the main part of our presentation.
Mr. Brimm, I believe you had a comment.
Yes, I just want to, for the record, I just want to confirm that on February 20th of this year, the Plan Commission voted unanimously with an 8-0 vote to recommend this program, which include five individual approvals, if you will. The requested zoning was recommended for consideration. The preliminary plan for the east parcel was recommended for approval. The appearance package for the proposed building on the east parcel, along with the conceptual plans for the west parcels and zoning ordinance amendments to provide for a landscape waste transfer station being especially used within an industrial district, and also to provide 2 amendments to the zoning ordinance for landscape waste, and also defining a landscape waste transfer station. So again, this work that's culminating tonight, evidenced by 5 ordinances that are proposed for consideration, have received unanimous approval from the Plan Commission.
I might also add for the record that the notice of this public hearing was published on May 17th in the Daily Herald.